thank you so much for joining me today. I am so very excited to have you here. As you can see, I've got my table out. I was testing my pen with that one, but I've got my table out, I've got all of my supplies, and I have my TBR jar. So today we are going to be getting rid of the TBR prompts that I have in this jar, and we're going to be fully replacing them with new ones. So out with the old, in with the new. I'm not gonna lie, I very rarely used this TBR jar, but I do think that I want to use it a little bit more in the coming years, so that's why we are going to revamp this thing, get rid of all these old prompts. I think I used this like once. I mean, I don't really need to get rid of those, but we're going to get rid of those, put them on a little bit of nicer paper. So I have some little note cards here. I'm gonna put them on that and then fold them up, throw them in there. I'm really excited. I don't really have much idea. I'm definitely gonna have to look them up, but it's just gonna be super simple, super quick. We're just gonna go through here, write our own prompts, whatever, and then I will show you all the ones that I put on there, and then we will throw them back in our little jar. I do think that this is so sweet. I love the way that this looks on my bookshelf. It's literally just a little jam jar. I like it. So we're gonna start off, the only ones that I know of off the top of my head that I wanna do are like rainbow, so I'll do that. We'll do books of every color, because that's fun. Also, I just got these pens, so this is a perfect opportunity to use them. I am such a pen gal. I always have been, and I think that I always will be. I'm not gonna lie, these scissors are driving me insane. They're just like rumbling around all over the place. So I've got my colors on there. Super fun. I really don't know what to do after that, TBH. I'm gonna have to look up some prompts that other people have used, because I'm not that creative. I don't want to cut them out yet. I think I'm gonna wait to cut them out until after I'm finished. That way I can try to keep them all as even as possible. I think that's gonna be what I'm gonna try to do. All right, I've officially used all of my pens. I absolutely love these. These are the Big Gelosity 7.7 millimeter, whatever. Absolutely obsessed with these. I got these in a pack on Amazon. I will link the pack below if you are interested. Then I also have my Right Tech Astroline. These are the Space Up ones. I think these are so pretty. And then they have like the light, gentle click. You can't hear it. Absolutely obsessed with these. I got these not too long ago, and these are my favorite pens. Absolutely love them. I don't know if it tells me, no, it doesn't say, but they do have a pretty fine point. And then also love my little Papermate. What are these? The Flare pens, something like that. Yeah, love these. And then I also have some that are scented, so that's super fun. I absolutely love my pens. I think it's so fun. Absolutely obsessed for no reason. That's just a weird thing that I like. But again, I'll link them all below if you are interested. If you're a pen freak like I am, then you can check any of them out. But I'm not gonna lie, I was enjoying using my colors, but I also kind of just want to keep everything simple. So I might just do black. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It really just doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want to. These are mine. They're my TBR prompts. I will say for me, I think some of these are kind of difficult because I don't really know what's in the books that I'm reading. So I have all these books on my TBR, and I don't read the actual blurb before I pick them. And then I also don't read the blurb before I buy them usually. So a lot of these that I have, I don't know enough about the actual book to put anything relating to the storyline. So I don't want to pick a book that has a protagonist that does this, because I don't know. I don't know anything about the book that I'm choosing. You know what I mean? So for me, it would be pointless to do something like that, just because I have to do so much digging, and any type of TBR video that I do, I would have to stop and then try to figure out what's in the book before I continue. So I don't really want to do anything like that. I kind of just want to stick to cover stuff, but I also think when doing that, there's not a lot that I can do with it, so it's a little iffy, but it is what it is. So I just finished up with my little TBR prompts. It does not look like that many, but I think I have 57 in here. So definitely more than what I had originally. At least I think. It looks like it. What I put on here, I have a book with a black cover, title related to reading, author you've never read, no preposition in the title, probably a 4-star, popular book, ends with an even page number, ends with an odd page number. I have probably a 5-star. I meant to go in and put like other ratings, so I'll probably do that here in a little bit. So I'll do a 3-star, 2-star, and a 1-star. I have over 500 pages, one-word title, great first line, matches the season, so the title matches the season or the cover, one of the two. Book with a red cover, map in the front, so like in the front of the cover, it has a map in it somewhere. Least excited to read, DNF'd at one point, so one book that I either soft DNF'd or hard DNF'd. I'll have to pick that one back up and try again. Pick one at random, probably end up just closing my eyes, pointing somewhere on my bookshelf and then picking one like that, but however I choose to randomize it. I have a memoir, something you have read, so a reread, published this year. That's going to take a little bit of digging from me. A number in the title, has a comma in the title. I have an ugly cover with a little sad face. I have a fiction book, a title that starts with an M. It was supposed to be a title that starts with the first letter in your name, so I just shortened it, title with an M. Has the same word twice, so some title that has the same word in there a couple times. I have a Nick picks, so he's gonna pick whatever book he wants to off the shelf. A person on the cover, nonfiction, most excited to read, sci-fi, starts with the letter K, just kind of put some random letters on there. Less than 100 pages, title is a name, so any name on the title, starts with the. I have a fantasy, I have the shortest title, I'm dropping them everywhere, a horror book, a thriller book, book that's turned into a movie or a TV show, the shortest book, longest title, favorite cover, next in a series. I have over a year on my TBR. This one I totally cut so screwed up, but whatever. So I have romance. Ooh, I'm trying to pick these up so those are easier to thumb through. I have got a recommendation from a book talk person or a booktube person. I have the longest book, book with a purple cover, book with a pink cover, a blue cover, a green cover, an orange cover, a yellow cover, a book that I got for free, I didn't pay for, less than 200 pages, and then part of a trilogy. So these are all of the little prompts. I'm trying to pick them all up. These are all of the prompts that I'm going to be putting in my TBR jar right now. I'm gonna just fold them up really quick and then toss them in there, so that way they look all nice and cute, and then I can just grab them whenever I want.
I put the lights up just for you. You're the only one who can make my dreams come true. I could see the end.
So I finally finished. Here is my new TBR jar. I really don't have like a ton in there. It doesn't look like there's a lot at least, but there is. There is like 57, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put the other ones in there here in just a moment. But I am very excited to use this. I do think I liked doing the TBR jar, but if I'm going to do it, I do want to stick with the actual TBR. That's really the only thing. If I do this, if I do a TBR, if I use this at all, I am going to want to actually adhere to it. I'm going to want to try to read every single book that I put on my TBR. I think as of now, every book that I have on a TBR or any type of list that I put out, I do want to be really intentional about what I'm putting on there, because I want to be reading everything that I'm putting on there. I don't want to put a bunch of books on there that I don't actually have any plan on reading. Previously, I've gone and I've done fall TBRs and I've done anticipated reads and all that type of stuff, but they're all just books that I'm excited for or books that feel like a certain season to me. It's not necessarily something that I'm going to stick with and I'm like 100% going to read them all. But from now on, using this, I do want this to be a very actual thing. If I'm using this, I do want to actually read everything that I'm putting on it. So I wanted to have really good prompts that I liked, not just a bunch of weird cheesy ones that I found. So I tried to be really intentional about the ones that I put on there. So we are out with the old and in with the new, and I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to get to use this. I'm excited to make our first TBR video with this little guy. I know that this wasn't a very long video or anything like that, but I just wanted to get this refreshed. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a little while now. I figured now was the perfect opportunity to do it. That way we can just sit down, do something together, and then hopefully if you are in the process or in the mood to refresh your TBR jar prompts, maybe this might give you some ideas that you want to put on your own list. But as always, I greatly appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me to do all of my TBR jar prompts, and I hopefully will get to see you in the next one tomorrow. See ya!